Chris was very energetic. He would run around the house and run into the wall and push himself off the wall. And it just literally pushed himself off the wall. And it took us a while to figure out that that's probably where bouncing off the walls came from.
We're Dan and Becky Lewis, and our son Christopher was in a bicycle accident in 2018.
Chris was 27 when he had this bicycle accident. He had a fiance that he really loved. He was just enjoying his freedom at the time. Very adventurous spirit. Loved to go out and do active things, help take care of people.
It was a Friday evening, and we were just sitting down for dinner, and I received a text, and it was the hospital, and they said that Chris had been in an accident, that we needed to go down right away. We hugged, took off, and right away when we got down there, kind of described the accident, severely broken leg, head injury.
I worked as a nurse educator at a large hospital. The Iowa Donor Network would come and talk to the nurses. The Iowa Donor Network person that came in was one of the gals that would come and do the education, so I already knew her at the time, so that was comforting.
They brought in a pillow, and there was a recording of his heart. Several years later, just the other night, we turned it on and could hear his heart. Took a kind of a cast of his hand and put it on a picture, and his brother was there at the time too, so they put the two hands together, Chris's hand and his brother's hand. Yeah, it means a lot, and obviously we maintain those and keep those around as memories. In the end, he was able to save the lives of 5 people. He was able to donate his heart, his liver, his lungs, and his 2 kidneys.
With the accident that happened, he would have passed away anyway. He was not going to make it, and it just makes us feel better that he can do this extra step that is helping 5 other people's lives.
Chris had a tragic accident that took his life, so that's one story that happened. By maintaining his organs, he was able to help these 5 other people keep their life.
Well, in 2016, I had a very bad heart problem. Ended up in the hospital in Mercy in Des Moines and ended up with an LVAD, left ventricle assist device, and after 3 weeks in critical. That's when I found out I needed a heart, because I was wearing batteries and I was hooked up to electricity at night, and so worried all the time about what's going to go wrong with this, because they warned you constantly about this thing going down. So 2 years and 3 months is how long I had the LVAD. Mother's Day, my wife Cindy got up to answer the phone, and she come running into me and said, University of Iowa Hospital, want to talk to you. And we kind of knew what that probably was. We packed up and took off. Absolutely scary, very emotional, chance of a new start. Well, we were going into the OR. The family wanted to stop and pray. I told her to make sure that we pray for the other family. It was a pretty tough to think about that. It was a pretty tough thing to do. I've got 6 grandkids, got to spend time with them, and that's a great thing. And I wouldn't give up my family, my wife, my whole family, I wouldn't give that up. Had just a regular life since, if you can call it regular life. So, yeah. It was a year before we met the parents. They were coming over, and I had everything planned. It was a real emotional day. I had the stethoscope ready for them and everything else. Becky, she brought one. So it was a very good day. I'm glad it was Dan and Becky, because very great family. Dan, I told him the story. I really struggled. Sorry about your son. And he said, you make sure you separate the 2 situations. This was an accident. It happened. If he was going to give a heart, that was his decision, and separate the two things, So then it helped me a lot. Message to Chris would be thank you for one. You did a great thing. The relationship with Dan and Becky's meant the world to me. They're a blessing, because Chris is part of me now. I mean, his heart is beating in me, keeps me alive. So to encourage people to be a donor, of their organs. It's incredible what that does for another family. And I know it's a cliche, but you don't need them anymore. It's just a very positive thing, and it's just a blessing for somebody else if you to donate an organ, and a blessing for the family also that they see their loved one has helped somebody.